Guys, if you've been a fan of my channel for a while, you know the love that I have for Ridge. Our collaboration with Ridge has been an awesome union, which has turned into a great friendship. So it should be no surprise that Ridge has leveled up once again. The best wallet that you can buy just got a little bit better. Ridge is now offering a limited edition Bad Guy Ink wallet. If you haven't tried the Ridge wallet yet, now's the time for you to change your pocket game. The Ridge wallet, it's light, sleek, industrial, and is now Bad Guy Ink inspired. Guys, it's a game changer. You're gonna love it. But if you don't, there is a 90-day free trial. These official Bad Guy Ink wallets are limited. Only 1,000 wallets will be made, and a percentage of the sales will go to Hire Heroes USA, an organization that helps military members, veterans, and military spouses to find new careers. So go to ridge.com to order yours today. Make sure you use the promo code Chael to get this special deal. The head kick heard around the world. Now, what do you guys want to do here? You want to break down this fight? Let's break down how this happened. I talked to my teammate, my friend, and my neighbor, Rick Bell, former kickboxer. Every day I used to get up and go wrestling. Every day after school, he'd go and kickbox. You know what he told me? One guy's take, but a lifelong martial artist, and he was talking about Leon, and he was talking about Kamaru Usman. And Rick Bell didn't try to say that Leon was better. And he didn't try to say the judges weren't his favorite. He didn't try to say he had a hometown advantage. What he said is when that kick landed and Kamaru went down, that was the confidence gap that Leon needed. I think we all know that. I think that Rick just rhetorically put it in a way that I want to repeat and give to you, because that was all that happened. Leon was not a different fighter, and Kamaru wasn't all of a sudden fighting poorly. You did have a Kamaru Usman who questioned himself. That's true. But everybody who's ever been knocked out questions themselves. We see it more guilty in boxing. More guilty, where we can observe and see something, are boxers who, when they get knocked out, they can never come back. And the announcers that didn't fight love to come out and tell you it's because their chin's never the same. The chin got soft. The chin doesn't get stronger. Once you go down once, you can go down twice. I had a doctor come out and he told people about a swelling of your jaw. And that once it swells, it takes away from the fluid gap and it makes it shorter. And when it touches, you go, shut the F up. Shut up with all that. The only thing that happens when you get knocked out is you begin to question yourself. And setting a guy up isn't just about him feinting, him lifting a left so he can throw the right, him pumping a jab so he can throw a 1-2. It's not just about that. Every time you attack an opponent, you expose yourself. You guys have heard of chin down and hands up for good reason. But as soon as I try to hit you, my hand is now not up, my hand is out. If I try to hit you again, my hand is not up, my hand is now out, and I'm open. So I think about it, and I pause, and I hesitate. And the greatest defense is a good offense. And when you take a guy's offense away, he's got a problem. This wasn't drastic for Kamaru Usman. It was just a reality that he was going to have to face it. It is also a reality just by the numbers, not just by my great analytic work. Just by the numbers, Kamaru Usman's output was less in this fight than it was in the second fight. And I'm telling you the reason why. He questioned. Now, if Kamaru would have gone out there and got his hand raised, he'd got that confidence back, that question would go away. It's not unique to Kamaru Usman. It's unique to every single fighter that you see. In the last fight, Leon was getting whipped. Well, he was carrying some memories around from the first fight with him. This is just very normal. So when Rick talks about that head kick landing, him going down, it wasn't just Kamaru questioning himself, and it wasn't just Leon going up. It's one of these things. And so all of a sudden, you start to bring a competition that's even closer. Okay, fine. The real thing that we want to know on fight night, the most exciting thing, we don't go to the back and start asking Dana, tell us about round number 3. Never, man. We go in the back and we ask Dana what's going to happen next. And in this case, it appears that we know. It is very hard to keep a secret in MMA. If you want to get the word out, you can telephone, telegraph, or tell a fighter. They all blab. It'll all get around. But they kept this a secret. They kept it a secret that Colby Covington was getting licensed, that he was getting cleared, that he was going through training camp, that he was making weight, that he was boarding a plane, that he had flown to England, that he was in England, that he was staying at the hotel. that he was coming to the venue in the morning. They kept it all a secret. It was amazing, quite frankly. I mean, I'm telling you all of the moving parts here. Everybody kept this a secret. I don't agree with that. I think you should shout it from the rooftops. I think that it's awesome to be in a backup position, but I am alone. And quite frankly, if they did go and do it, maybe I wouldn't like it. It'd be an experiment. I think that's what I would like. I've got to admit for you, I don't know, but I wish that they would do this, but guess what they are doing? Guess what they did for Kamaru Usman when he was a backup fighter? They gave him a world title shot. Guess what they did for Michael Chandler when he became a backup fighter? They gave him a world title shot. So now you have Colby Covington that did the same thing. He sacrificed, he dedicated, he showed courage, he got on a plane, he went through training camp, he's got guys to pay. He had a scale that he beat. I'm just sharing for you, what are you going to do? You want to do something for him. And a very great lesson when you're the UFC is to set an example. We're going to give him a world title fight. We're not going to tell everybody this is what happens, and we're not going to go guarantee that if you take a backup position, you get a world title fight, but we are going to show people that when we call and we ask you to do this, it's important to us. And to show you that, we're going to try to get you the biggest opportunity that we can, and it looks like that's what's happening here. Dana White said as much. Let's go further. Let's quote Dana White. They asked him, is Colby Covington next for a title against Kamaru Usman? And Dana said, and I quote, 100%. Those were his words. They turned to Rocky himself and to Colby in the crowd. Daniel Cormier was handling the duties and said that could be your next opponent. Do you want it to be? And Rocky said no. He said, told Colby to go back to Miami and win a fight. I mean, I laugh because that's good work by Rocky. And I believe when he said no, that means yes. I believe when he said, tell him to go back to Miami, he's saying, go book a venue and I'll see you in Miami. I think. Leon didn't back down from anybody. Leon just fought Kamaru Usman for a third time. You're never going to convince me that Leon is scared. But guy fights Kamaru once, that's a man. You fight him 2 and 3 times? I mean, excuse me. Don't use the word scared with Leon. But he did say no. Which I also believe is code talk for that guy annoys me. That guy is under my skin. I don't want to do a favor for him. I don't mind the competition. I don't mind putting it all on the line. I don't mind his skills versus mine. I don't want to do him a favor. That's all the reasons why you got to do it. That's all the reasons why you got to go out and do it. So you guys understand you're going to do your part. But we have something real interesting there. You guys know my relationship with Colby. I'm not attempting to hide that. Let me disclose it, though, so nobody says, oh, you're looking out for his boy. That's exactly what I'm doing. It's exactly what I'm doing. But you have Colby Covington, who is the clearest #1 contender in the sport, not just the division. We have no weight class where we have a more obvious #1. But we couldn't give him a title fight. Why? Because we already did twice. We just couldn't go back to it a third time. It just wasn't realistic. Now, getting him beat or keeping him in a gatekeeper's position when nobody can deal with, that's a problem too. We had a possible solution, which was move him up to 185 pounds and let him fight for the belt there, but they didn't want to do that. And instead, like all things in this sport and in life, it worked itself out. And the guy that he couldn't get the match with isn't there, so now he can get the match. But I just want to bring that to your attention. And I realize for you smart marks that I just stated the obvious, but I'm stating the obvious for a good reason, which maybe isn't so clear, which is, think of the mental toughness. Think of the mental toughness. Could you put yourself in Colby's shoes, whatever your thing is? If you did your thing better than anybody, and you got recognized, but you didn't get paid, and you didn't get the opportunity, and you knew the money wasn't coming, and you knew the opportunity wasn't coming, but you got up every single day, twice a day, and you grounded out to hold that #1 position just because you don't know anything else. That's what Colby did. The fact that this opportunity has opened itself up, it'd not only be disrespectful, it'd not only be wrong, it would flat be a cruel thing to do. To not do our best to make that match happen.